have this sister-in-law, and she's the most jealous person on this planet. She tried to hook up with my boss so that, well, I don't get my promotion because she's all talking in his ear. So you know what I do? I decide to ruin her life and make her homeless. Let me tell you how I did it. Life was good. I had a cozy home, loving parents, and the job of my dream. Everything was going as perfectly as it could be until my dear brother decides to get married to the first girl that he found. Lily. Lovely little Lily. Ugh, gosh, I cannot tell you how much of a trouble this woman is to me. From the moment she stepped into our lives, it's always been going downhill for all of us, especially for me. Wonder what her beef is with me? Well, you guys probably won't understand anything like it. Let me start with some introductions. Hey guys, I'm Amelia, 22, female. I live with my mom and my older brother, David. My father passed away 8 years ago due to lung cancer. He could not kick the habit, so it's been just 3 of us since then. We have a good relationship, and I love them both dearly, and so do they. The woman I was talking about earlier is Lily, my older brother, David's wife. They got married a year ago after dating for 9 months, I guess. David and I have always been close. I mean, he's my big bro, my protector, my bestie. When he was first introducing us to Lily, I wanted to be happy for him. I really did. I mean, he seemed so smitten, and she looked like she could do no wrong with her bubblegum pink hair and charming smile, but it did not take long for me to even start to realize, exactly who she was. She has a dark side. Guys, from the very beginning, Lily made it clear that she did not like me. I don't know if it was maybe because she felt threatened by my relationship with David, or if she was just naturally a jealous person. Whatever the reason, she made my life extremely difficult. One of the first things Lily did was make me feel unwelcome in my own home. She would arrange the living room, moving my favorite chair to the corner and putting up decorations that clashed with the rest of the house. When I would mention about it, she would laugh and say that she believed it looked better her way. She would make these snide comments about me in front of my mother and try to embarrass me at family gatherings. She would whisper to my elders about how I was lazy and straight up ungrateful. I'll quote, "Amelia doesn't help around the house enough." She would say stuff like that even though I do my fair share of chores. Oh, and she loved taking a dig at my physical appearance. I've always been petite and had ash gray hair. I've never had those feminine curves, but I like the way that I am. But Lily, she'll always go around commenting how I need to eat more. Well, how boys don't like a matchstick. And maybe I should consider changing my hair color so that I will not always look so dull. Lily did not stop at just making rude comments. She had a way of making everyday tasks a nightmare. If I left my laundry in the wash machine for a few minutes too long, she would take it out and dump it on my bed, wet and all wrinkly. If I cooked dinner, she would complain about the food being too bland or too spicy. She even went as far as to hide my things, like my favorite mug or my work keys, just to see me get frustrated looking for them. One of the worst incidents was when she tried to sabotage my entire birthday. My family, they planned a small celebration for me, and I was really looking forward to it. But on the day of the party, Lily, quote, accidentally told everybody the wrong time. By the time I got home, most of the guests had already left, thinking I, quote, wasn't going to show. I was heartbroken. Lily had the audacity to act like it was an innocent mistake. She even tried to drive a wedge between David and me. She would tell him how I was jealous of their relationship as I had no one in my life. It's not that I couldn't have a boyfriend. I just don't have the time on my hands required to maintain a relationship. I'm very career-oriented and love my job. I'm even about to be promoted very soon. She has to have trouble with every aspect of my life. She would often invite her friends over and then make fun of me in front of them like, "Oh, Amelia's just so focused on her little jobby job." She would say so dismissively, or she would even make jokes about my love life, implying that I was desperate or unlucky in a relationship. It was humiliating and made me dread coming home. Luckily, Mom saw through her antics and warned her to back off, buddy. Despite Mom's intervention, Lily did not change. Instead, she got sneaky. She would do little things to annoy me, like use my shampoo without asking and putting it back almost empty, accidentally, taking my clothes and ruining them, or forgetting to pass on important messages from our family. It was really petty stuff, but it added up and made living with her absolutely unbearable. But while Lily was playing her petty games, I was focusing on my career. I worked for a marketing firm that I absolutely adored. I even started right out of college and quickly climbed the ranks of the ladder, thanks to my dedication and all of my hard work, of course. I was on track for a big girl promotion, and nothing could distract me from that goal. At least that's what I thought. Despite all this, I tried to keep the peace for David's sake. I did not want to cause a rift between him and his wife, so I mostly kept my frustrations to myself. It was not easy. Every day felt like I was walking on eggshells, never knowing what Lily would do next to make my life difficult. Now, let's come to the reason I'm even here on the internet writing about my dear sister-in-law to a bunch of strangers. My sister-in-law is not the hard-working kind. She likes to stay at home, paint her toenails pretty, party with her friends, and go on shopping sprees. I don't have any issues with it. It's her choice, of course, and thankfully my brother earns well, so she doesn't really need to earn. Yet a week ago, out of the blue, Lily approached me with a request. She wanted me to help her get a job at my company, and my immediate reaction was a hard no. I knew how much trouble she could cause, and the last thing I wanted was, her in my workplace, stirring up the pot of drama. I asked her why she doesn't want to, do what she usually does. Nothing. Why does she want to work so suddenly? She gave me reasons around the line that she gets bored and wants to help my brother, but I could tell that it was all nonsensical chitter-chatter. I offered to help her get a job and assured her that there were many good companies in the city. However, she said that she had already applied to all of them and had not heard back from them, as if she doesn't have much work experience. She then further said that she specifically wants to work in my company, as she has heard many good things about it, and it would be easy for her, as I would be there to help her out and get her back. I don't know if it's really so, or if I was thinking too much about it, but Lily was being extra sweet to me, which seems so suspicious. Not sure what to tell her, I simply said I would check with my HR and let her know if there's any suitable openings. The thing is, there are multiple openings I know about where Lily could work. However, I'm a bit skeptical, guys. What does she want to work for all of a sudden? And why my company specifically? I can't help but be a little worried. I discussed it with my mother as well, but like most mothers, mine has left this decision up to me. She simply said that it could be true that she really wants to work now, and maybe she actually means no harm. It's not going to give no harm to get her a job at the company. But she also asked me to trust my instincts and my gut, and only go ahead with it if I'm exactly 200% sure that it would negatively impact me. Real helpful, I know. It's been a week since, and she's been asking me about it almost every day. I don't know what I should do. Do you think Lily will behave in a professional setting? Should I get her a job, or should I just simply lie and say, oh, sorry, there's no openings? Am I being too petty? I don't know. Gosh, I don't know what to do. What do you suggest? What's up, everybody? Mr. Reddito here. Today's story is a family drama indeed. In my opinion, I'm just gonna lie and say, you know what? There's no openings. Sorry, because to be honest, it just feels like Lily isn't really that interested and she's up to something. I don't know, I could be exaggerating, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, but first, if you're not subscribed to the channel, take a second. Hit that big subscribe button if you're enjoying this, and let's jump into the first update. Update number 1. Wow. I didn't expect such a huge engagement on my story. You guys really seem to care. Well, you guys are sweet. Well, there were some, though, who thought that I was being selfish and that I should simply help my sister-in-law get the job considering the inflation and whatnot. Like, come on, guys. Seriously? After everything that she's done to me, I know I've only shared a couple of instances in my last post. But I thought that they were more than enough to give you guys a rough idea as to how much she loves ruining everything around me and making me miserable. Oh, yeah. The crap about how she's having a hard time fitting in with the family, no, she clearly isn't. She bosses around my brother and doesn't listen much to my mom either. She's just way too bored, that's what it is. And creating trouble for me is like her pastime hobby. Anyways, let me resume where I left off. After years of her not wanting to work, my sister-in-law recently says she wants the job. And though she said she's been having trouble finding one, I know she didn't even really try. She directly asked me to get her a job in my company, as I mentioned earlier, and I know there are a few openings at my company that my sister-in-law could go for. But as she had left no stone unturned in the past 3 years to create troubles for me at home, you can understand why I'm skeptical, I hope. However, when my brother David asked me for a favor, that changed everything. He wanted me to help his wife get a job at my company. And of course I hesitated, but it was my brother who asked for it this time. I mean, how could I have said no to him? He's always been there for me, and I felt obligated to help him. So I talked to the HR manager, and Lily got the job. Trust me when I say this, I regretted it instantly. From the very beginning, like from day one, things went downhill. Lily brought the same negative energy to work that she had at home. She started by making small comments to undermine me, pointing out minor mistakes and questioning my decision-making. Like, can you believe it? It's her first day when she undermined my decision in front of the whole team. It happened during a team meet. We were discussing a new marketing campaign I had been leading for weeks, and as I presented my ideas, Lily interrupted, saying, and I quote, "Are you sure that's the best approach? It seems like a bit outdated to me." Her comment caught me completely off guard, and I noticed a few colleagues exchanging glances. I had done extensive research and knew my approach was sound, but Lily remarked, planted seeds of doubt. She didn't stop at that. She would purposely point out even the tiniest mistake, even if they had little to no effect of the outcome, in front of everybody. Oh, and she loved to criticize my work. She wouldn't offer an alternative solution, she would just criticize. Her constant questioning made me second-guess myself, even though I knew I had made well-informed decisions. These instances were not isolated. They happened almost daily, even outside of meetings. Lily found ways to undermine me. She'd make these casual comments to our colleagues, feigning worry, wondering whether I could handle all the work alone and how it must be difficult for me, implying that I was struggling when I wasn't. I've been trying my best to ignore her, hoping it passes, but it only is getting worse. Like spreading rumors was okay, but she knowingly started to cause troubles that would negatively affect my work. She would accidentally, right, misplace important documents, causing me to miss deadlines or have incomplete reports. She would volunteer to help on projects that I was leading, specifically just to sabotage them. From within, I would spend hours upon hours fixing her oopsie-daisies, often having to redo entire sections of work at the last minute. You know, the thing is this, guys. I have this huge promotion coming up, and I've been working very hard for it, and have poured all my heart and soul into it. I believe that I can get it. I believe in my own capabilities. Well, however, with Lily around, I'm starting to get a bit worried. I no longer know how to handle this. Do you guys have any suggestions or maybe some ideas? And if yes, please, oh please, do let me know. Update number 2. I did not get it. I swear, I've never hated anyone in my life as much as I hate Lily. It's been 2 weeks since my last update, and they've been absolutely the worst. The promotion was supposed to be mine. I'd worked tirelessly for months, pouring my heart and soul into every single project, staying late at the office and going above and beyond in every single possible way. I was so close to finally achieving something that I've dreamt of for so long, an eternity. But all that came crashing down because of Lily. There were 3 potential candidates that the company had considered for the promotion. We each were given huge projects for our most regular clients, though officially it was said that the promotion would be on behalf of our overall performance. Well, you know what? We knew better that these projects would have the huge impact on the promotion that would decide it. It was a critical project, but nothing I couldn't handle. I had put in countless hours ensuring every detail was immaculate. I was sure that it would be easy. However, how could anything go right in my life as long as Lily is there? Only God knows why that woman requested to be a part of my team for the project. I tried to be professional and did not let my personal feelings interfere. I wish I had, because Lily did everything in her power to sabotage the project, and she successfully managed to. She, quote, accidentally deleted an important file, miscommunicated crucial information to the team, and even submitted incorrect data that made me look incompetent. The upper management knew that it had been her fault, but they simply didn't care, did they? Lily was new after all, and in the end the project had been my responsibility as the leader. I was devastated when the promotion was awarded to someone else. It felt like my entire world just collapsed, and I've never wanted anything so badly. And I've worked so hard for it. Knowing that Lily had intentionally destroyed my chances made it even worse. The rage and hatred I felt towards her were overwhelming. I hated her to my core. Every time I saw her smug face, it reminded me of everything I had lost because of her. What made it even harder to bear was that I've been the one to help her get the job in the first place, out of a love for my bro. I'd given her the opportunity, hoping she would change, for once. Instead, she repaid my kindness with straight-up betrayal. She didn't just sabotage my career, she attacked my dreams and my future. I'll never forgive her for what she has done to me. I'll make her pay for shattering my dreams, even though I'm not sure how. Not yet. First things first, I'm going to make sure that she's never a part of my team or any project whatsoever. I'm planning on discussing this with my manager tomorrow, and once I'm sure that she's no longer having a chance to sabotage me, I'll make her pay for this. Well, anyways, until then, if you guys have any ideas how I can make her pay, feel free to share them. The crueler, the better. Update number 3. I've never ever wanted to scream the F word so loud in my life. I know I just uploaded yesterday, but I just discovered something that swept the floor from under my feet like I'm playing The Floor is Lava. Remember how I said yesterday that I would talk to my manager to make sure that Lily is never assigned to work on the projects that I'm handling? Well, I went to do just that. So I walked towards the manager's office, thinking in my head what reason I should give for my request that looks professional enough to be considered. As I got closer to his office, I heard voices inside. That wasn't unusual, but then I recognized the voice. It was Lily. Her voice immediately put me on edge. What she was doing in the manager's office, I wondered. She didn't report to him. She had a different manager. This seemed suspicious, so I decided to hang back and listen for a minute. I stood outside the door, straining to hear the conversation, and the more I listened, the more uneasy I felt. Lily was not just chatting or asking for advice. There was something more going on. Now, usually, I'm very professional, and I have no interest in company gossip, but this was Lily, so of course, curiosity killed the cat. I peeped through the small window on the door, and what I saw made my blood run cold. There, in my manager's office, was Lily, kissing him on the lips. They were in a very intimate and inappropriate embrace. Just the sight of them disgusted me, but what I heard next broke me. As they pulled apart for a moment, I heard Lily thanking my manager. She thanked him for helping her sabotage my promotion, and she actually used those words. It was like a punch to the gut. All the pieces started to fall in place, it's obvious. I'd always wondered how Lily had been able to sabotage every single-handed thing. It's no joke, but now it all makes sense, and I was mad. I wanted to burst into the office and confront both of them. I wanted to scream and demand answers, but I knew that would not accomplish very much. Anyways, I needed to be smart about this. If I charged in there without a plan, I would only make things worse for myself, so I took a deep breath, and I stepped back from the door. Update number 4. My mother used to tell me when I was young that no matter how cunning you are, or how hard you try, truth always comes to the light. I wish somebody had told Lily that too, because finally her truth is out and she has no place to hide her face. It's been 62 days since I last posted and a lot's gone down. Let me get directly into the resume from where I left off. After I saw Lily and my manager making faces together in the office and learned the truth about how they both conspired against me and sabotaged me, I started to keep an eye on the two of them. I wonder how I and no one noticed it before, given how much time that they were spending together. They thought that they were being discreet, but their behavior was overwhelmingly not normal. They would sneak off to have private convos, always looking over their shoulders to make sure nobody was peeking. But I was always there, watching them like a hawk. Noting every suspicious interaction, they would linger in the break room, have hushed conversations in the hallway, and sometimes disappear together for hours. It was clear something was going on, but I needed proof. So one evening after work, I noticed both of them leaving together. I decided to follow them discreetly, of course. I wondered how much more disgusting they could be, as I ended up following them into the parking lot where they made out in the shadows. Well, it worked well for me, as I snapped several photos of them. Similarly, a few days later, they checked into a hotel suite. Together, I was sure to collect as much evidence as possible, and next I turned my attention to Lily's phone. She had a bad habit of leaving it unattended at her desk while she went off to do her secret rendezvous, and one day when she was away, I seized the opportunity. Given how narcissistic she is, cracking her password, well, what do they call that? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. She used her birthday. I accessed her phone and scrolled through her messages and emails. It did not take long to find what I was looking for. There were numerous texts and emails between her and my manager, detailing their affair and discussing their plans to sabotage me. I took screenshots of everything, transferring them to my own devices, and now I had the photos, the messages, the emails, but I wasn't done just yet. I even discussed things with a few trusted colleagues, discreetly, of course. They were hesitant at first, but once I showed them the evidence that I gathered, they agreed to provide statements they confirmed. Seeing Lily and the manager spend excessive amounts of time together, acting suspicious and displaying inappropriate behavior. With all the evidence compiled in my hand, I was ready to strike. I requested a meeting with the higher management one day and laid out all the evidence I could. And you know what? I saw the shock and disbelief on their faces. They couldn't believe that what they were seeing and hearing. I knew the company would not stay quiet, and I expected swift action from them soon. But my work was far from over. There was someone who deserved to know the truth more than me, more than the company. It was my brother. This clearly was one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do. I sat down with David and showed him all the evidence I gathered. I explained everything, the affair, the sabotage, and the links that Lily had gone to destroy my career. As he looked through the photos, messages, and emails, I could see the heartbreak and devastation in his eyes. He trusted Lily, loved her, and now he was faced with the harsh reality of her infidelity and deceit. It broke my heart to see him like this. So hurt. But come on, guys. He needed to know. He deserved better than someone who would betray him so callously. Well, that evening, Lily returned from where, I don't know. My brother, he confronted her, demanding answers, and she tried to deny it at first, but the proof was in her face, baby. She finally broke down and admitted everything. David didn't waste a second. He told her to pack her crap and beat it, and wait for the divorce notice. Watching him throw her out of the house was both sad and a relief. Lily cried and begged, but David was resolute. He could not forgive her betrayal, and she had no choice but to leave. At last, Lily is out of my life. I can't say that I don't feel sad for her, but I know that she brought this upon herself. Final update. This wraps it all up. Hey guys, the story technically ended with my last update, but I just got so many comments. This is 7 months later. But there's a couple of things I would like to share. Thankfully, things have turned far better than I could have ever imagined. After everything that happened, Lily ended up losing her job, obviously. The company could not ignore the solid evidence I presented, and they fired her for inappropriate behavior and the blatant conflict of interest with my manager. The same went for him. See ya, bud. He was shown the door, and I could not have been happier to see them both go. The divorce proceedings between my brother and Lily are over. He's finally free of that witch. Given the overwhelming evidence of her infidelity, she received nothing. No alimony. It was a small comfort in the face of such a devastating betrayal. But at least it meant that she did not profit from her deceit. And you know what, guys? That's really all I have to tell you, and I'll end it with this. I got the promotion, baby!